Hi, fourth graders. Welcome to Unit 9, Lesson 11. Today we've got a big lesson ahead of us. We are going to be learning how to simplify fractions. Now, what that means is we are going to be breaking down fractions into the lowest terms. I'll show you what I mean. This example problem says that Louis works summers at Maria's fruit farm. One day, Maria agreed to give Louis extra pay if he could sell 2/3 of her supply of peaches. They started with 15 bags of peaches, and Louis sold 10 of them. So, Louis said to Maria, 10 bags is 10/15ths of the 15 bags you wanted to sell. I think 2/3 is the same as 10/15ths. I can show you why. Louis made this drawing. Did Louis earn his pay? So remember that fractions can be equivalent. So when you simplify fractions, you're finding the fraction that is equal to it, it's just in smaller terms. So you can see this drawing here where Louis shaded 10 of the 15 blocks. Each of these blocks were separated into 1/15. Altogether, 10 out of the 15 are shaded. He also drew a block where they're split into pieces that are thirds and then shaded 2/3. If you notice here, this is equal to 10/15ths. Now, the way that he got there is he actually simplified or broke down 10/15ths into its simplified version so that you could see 10/15ths is equal to 2/3. The way that you do this is you actually look for the factors that these numbers have in common. Remember that factors are the numbers you multiply together to get another number. So like 2 and 3. 2 times 3 equals 6. Now let's look at the factors that 10 and 15 have in common. Does 2 work? 2 works for 10, but does it work for 15? No. So that's not the number they use to divide. What you're doing is you're actually dividing both numbers by the same number that they have in common in order to simplify or break down the fraction into smaller terms. 2/3 are smaller terms than 10/15ths. So think about, how did they get 10 to become 2 and 15 to become 3? What would you have to divide by? If you said 5, you are absolutely right. The way that you would do this is you know that 10 can be divided by 5 and 15 can also be divided by 5. So when you do this, you need to do the same treatment to the top and bottom. We have to treat these fractions fairly, you know. So when you do 10 divided by 5, you get 2, and 15 divided by 5 gives you 3. Remember, same treatment. We had to find a factor that both numbers worked with. 5 worked, and it brought us to the simplified equal fraction of 2/3. Then you ask yourself, can I break it down any further? Well, the only number that 2 and 3 have in common to divide by is dividing by 1, which would give me the same number. So this fraction is done and is in its simplest form. So now let's practice with some more. Simplifying fractions. 2 fractions that represent the same part of a whole are equivalent fractions. So when you can see that the shaded portions match up, you know that these fractions are equivalent. The fractions 10/15ths and 2/3 are equivalent. We found that with the problem before. Simplifying a fraction means finding an equivalent or equal fraction with a smaller numerator and denominator. So remember how I was talking about breaking it down into smaller numbers. Remember that an equivalent fraction just means equal. So it takes up the same amount of space. A fraction is in simplest form if there is no whole number other than 1, which remember, dividing by 1 won't change your number, that divides evenly into both the numerator and denominator. Remember, with fractions, they like to be treated fairly. So think about that. If you're dividing by 2 on the numerator, you have to be dividing by 2 on the denominator. If it doesn't work for both, you need to find a different number. So, another example that we have here is 2/12. Now you'll notice on our fraction bars that 2/12 is equal to or equivalent to 1/6. If you think about what their group size is here, so what are they dividing by? Group size is basically figuring out what factor they used to divide. So let's think about it. How would you get 2 to become 1 or 12 to become 6? Remember, they like to be treated fairly, so it's going to be the same number. Well, let's think about 12 to get to 6. 12 divided by what equals 6? Well, I know 12 divided by 2 equals 6. Does that work for 2 to get to 1? Yes, 2 divided by 2 equals 1. So when they simplified, they used the factor 2 to divide in order to break it down into simplest form. So the group size, or factor they used, was 2. Now let's try this one. If we have 10/12 shaded in, the group size is 2, so the factor they're dividing with is 2 divided by 2 divided by 2. Remember, same treatment. They like to be treated fairly. The missing numerator here, represented with a question mark, would show me how many sixths is equivalent to 10/12. Well, 10 divided by 2 is 5. So then I would figure out that 10/12 is equivalent to 5/6. Notice that you can see that on our fraction bars here. 5/6 is equal to 10 of these twelfths. Now we'll practice with some more example problems. This one says, Maria had 12 bags of grapes. She sold 9 bags. What fraction did she sell? So here's the fraction that shows she sold 9 out of 12 bags. We also have that represented here. We've shaded in 9/12 of the whole, which would be 12/12. Now we need to think about what's a number I can divide both 9 and 12 by that's the same number. So let's think about factors of 9. What goes into 9 besides 1? Well, 3 goes into 9. I could divide 9 by 3, but can I divide 12 by 3? I hope you said yes! So I have found the group size I want to use. The group size I want to use is the factor 3, which means that I'm breaking down this 9/12 into equal groups of 3. So that when I find the simplest form or simplify this fraction, I need to divide by that group size, that factor 3. Fair treatment, that will give me the new number of, so 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. So let's make sure that's in simplest form. Can I simplify it anymore? Can I break it down at all? So the only factor that 3 and 4 have in common would be 1. So we have found the simplified version. Yay! The next one says Maria had 10 packages of pecans. She sold 8 packages. What fraction did she sell? So again, we have fraction bars showing 1/10 because we've sold 10 packages total. Or excuse me, we had 10 packages total. So the whole would be 10/10, but we've sold 8. So 8/10 are shaded. That's shown here. 8 over 10 are the number of packages we've sold. What group size or factor do both 8 and 10 have in common? Well, let's think of the factors of 8, besides 1, of course. So 2 would work for 8, and it would work for 10. Are there any bigger numbers that would work? 4 and 8, but 4 doesn't work for 10. 10 divided by 4 does not work nicely. So 2, let's use the group size 2. So the first thing I'm going to do is circle out those equal groups, and we'll figure out how many we get. I see that we have 4 equal groups. So if we're dividing by 2, we'll find our simplified fraction. Remember, we have to do the same treatment on top and bottom, so dividing by 2 on both. So 8 divided by 2 would give me 4 as my new numerator, and 10 divided by 2 would give me 5. So 4/5 is my new simplified fraction. It won't break down any further because the only common factor they have now is 1. And if you notice, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 groups. Yay! The last skill I'm going to teach you is how to solve for the missing factor, and then how to decide on the factor and get a simplified fraction. So they've shown me with 6/18 that they divided by the factor 6 on both top and bottom, remember treating them fairly, to simplify the fraction to 1/3. Remember that these are still equal fractions, it's now just in smaller terms, smaller numbers. So 5/15 was simplified to 1/3, but we have to figure out how. We have to act like a detective. So let's think, 15 divided by what would give me 3? Well, I know that that's 15 divided by 5. Now, does that work on top? Does 5 divided by 5 give me 1? It does. So that was the missing factor. Let's try the next one. 4/12 is equal to 1/3. How do they get 4 to become 1? 4 divided by, well, it would have to be divided by 4. Does that work for the bottom fraction? 12 divided by 4, that works for the denominator because that gives me 3. So I found the missing factor. The next one, 3/9 is equal to 1/3. So 9 divided by what gives me 3? They would have had to divide by 3, and yes, that works on top as well. 3 divided by 3 equals 1. So the missing factor was 3. Last one, 2/6 is equal to the simplified version, 1/3. So what did they divide by? 6 divided by what gives me 3? 6 divided by 2, and that also works for the numerator. Now, on to the final part. We have to decide what factor to use when dividing in order to get the simplified fraction. So let's think about the factors of 4. 2 would work, and 2 would work for 20. Sometimes, though, you want to try a bigger factor. Now, if I do 2, I'll show you what happens. 2 works, which is why I can use it. 4 divided by 2 equals 2, and 20 divided by 2 equals 10. But do you notice, is this fraction simplified all the way? I hope you said no. I can divide by 2 again. Now, if I had divided by a bigger number, say 4, I would have been able to skip this next step. But this is okay too, if you want to solve it by doing smaller terms. So 2 divided by 2 and 10 divided by 2. I can simplify again. Now 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So what that means is 4/20 is equal to 2/10, and it's also equal to 1/5. So now let's try 14 and 35. Now these ones look tricky. Right away I want to automatically think trying to divide by 2 because 14 is an even number, but that doesn't work evenly for 35. So what's another factor of 14 that could work? What about 7? But does 35 divided by 7 work evenly? It does. 7 times 5 is 35. So I actually can use a larger factor, 7. So 14 divided by 7 is 2, and 35 divided by 7 is 5. Now, do I have to simplify again, or am I done? If you said done, you are right. The only other factor I could divide by now is 1, which would give me the same answer. So 2/5 is equal to 14/35. And this is the simplified version. All right, 8 and 24. Again, I could divide by 2 right away because they're both even numbers. But do you think there's a bigger factor? Are any of you thinking 4? We could try 4. So let's do, I know 4 goes into 8 and it also goes into 24 evenly. Remember, we have to do the same treatment. So 8 divided by 4 would give me 2. And 24 divided by 4 would give me 6. Ooh, hold on there. Ooh, this isn't simplified all the way, is it? Because 2 can go into itself and 6. So I actually have to do step again. And that's okay. 2 divided by 2 and 6 divided by 2. I can simplify again. So that gives me 1/3. Now you'll notice then that that means 8/24 is equal to 2/6 and it's equal to 1/3. And this is the most simplified version. All right, last one, 20/30. What goes into both 20 and 30? Now I could do 2, but remember I'm probably going to have an extra step. The smaller numbers that you use to divide, you usually have more steps involved. You want to try to think of the biggest factor possible that goes into both of them perfectly. What about 10? 10 goes into 20 and 30, and that's the biggest number I can think of right now. So let's divide by 10 on the top and bottom. 20 divided by 10 is 2, and 30 divided by 10 is 3. I found it. This is the simplified version. No other numbers can go in it besides 1, so 2/3 is simplified. All right, 4th graders, time for you to try this new skill. Remember that on these first two, solving for 3/12 and 12/18, you're going to decide on a factor that works for both numbers, divide, and get the simplified fraction. On this one, these are like the problems I was doing earlier with Maria, where it tells you the fractions that were sold, the fraction of the jars sold. You need to decide on the factor to divide with. And remember that that factor is the same as the group size that you're splitting the fraction 10/16 into.